Welcome to the most important week of the year for the podcast industry. Welcome to Podcast Movement 2025.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Go ahead and grab your headphones. We are on that red and blue channel. So if your headphones are not lit up red and blue, just click the button until you see it change. You might have to press it about 10 times, but you'll get there eventually. I'm Courtney Elmer. I'm the CEO and founder of PodLaunch, and I am very excited to introduce you to our next speaker, Sarah St. John. She is here to talk all about AI. Because when you get into podcasting, we know that there's a level of time that goes into it, right? Recording the thing, editing the thing, producing the thing. And what was not possible in 2015 is now possible in 2025 with AI to save you time on the content creation process. So, Sarah, take it away. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks so much for having me. All right, let's see here. Let me get my screen up here. There we go. All right, so I am excited today to talk about how to launch a podcast using AI without picking up a mic or editing a single file. I'm covering a lot of information. There's a lot of step-by-step detailed information, so if you want a copy of the slides, you can scan this QR code or go to ampmyauthority.com/slides. So a bit about me. My name is Sarah St. John. I'm the host of Frugalpreneur, Building a Business on a Bootstrap Budget. It actually ranges from the top 100 to 200 entrepreneurial podcast in Apple. I'm a proud pug mom. I realized after the fact I have a real photo of me, but I have a cartoon photo of my dog. I promise he's not a cartoon, he's real, and I don't know why I didn't think to put a real photo, but whatever. And I'm the founder of Amplified Authority, where we use AI and expert strategy to create done-for-you podcasts, YouTube content, and ebooks that position you as the go-to authority and attract leads without the overwhelm. So I know this is kind of like a controversial subject, AI and podcasting. It seems like it kind of takes the genuineness out of it. But I'm not talking about necessarily having a completely AI podcast, though you can do that. But you could use this as, think of it as a backup singer or stunt double. So basically, an AI podcast is where creators let artificial intelligence handle the heavy lifting, like the writing, the editing, and voicing. But you don't have to use it for every single episode. It's like if you come down with laryngitis, you're on vacation, you're not going to be able to release an episode, you could use that to fill in the gaps as a backup. And does anyone know of any AI podcasts, any podcasts out there that's completely done by AI? Does anyone know of any? Which ones do y'all know about? Yep. Arnold Schwarzenegger. His podcast is completely done by AI. So he has a voice clone. Basically, he has a newsletter, and they take the script of that newsletter, create a voice clone of him, and he has over 10 million downloads and 10,000 five-star reviews. Granted, he is famous, so whatever. But this is a case study in that it can work. So there are 3 ways to do AI podcasting, and I'll get more into each one. So software stringing, all-in-one software solutions, and asynchronous recording. So software stringing is basically where you take 2 or more software programs that you combine to get an end result that you want. And so for this particular scenario, you can use a variety of softwares. I'm going to talk about ChatGPT, Descript, and Captivate. So step 1 is script writing with ChatGPT. So you can basically tell ChatGPT or whatever platform you use what your podcast is about, who your audience is, who your listeners are, the avatar, and kind of the topics that you might have in mind. But it can also give you topic ideas. It can write outlines or create full podcast scripts. And then you can ask it, to tailor the tone that goes with your podcast. Like, is it funny, professional? And then you can add in, your calls to action, quotes, examples, and then clone your voice within Descript. So basically the way that works is you record 10 minutes of your audio, and it creates a voice clone. And then you can copy and paste the script from ChatGPT into Descript. Now, if you don't want to use Descript, you can use 11 Labs, Murph.ai, Speechify, or Lazybird. And then once you're in Descript, and this is why I use Descript, because it's kind of like an all-in-one, you can insert your intro and outro, custom calls to action. If you have sponsors, you can insert those. And the nice thing about Descript is they even have stock music and sounds. And then you would export the audio file from Descript. You would import it into your podcast hosting provider. Now, the reason I mentioned Captivate is just because it makes the next step easier, because they have Spark AI, which uses AI to create your show notes, description, SEO keywords, summary, key takeaways, ad markers, which is like it suggests where to place ads within the episode, timestamps, chapters, and links, and then, of course, schedule it. So that was the first option. The second option is to use a platform like Flightcast AI, where like everything is in one platform. Basically, all the stuff that I just said, you can do all in this one platform. And you can clone your voice there or use one of their AI voices. Write, generate, and publish the episode. Add your intro, outro, background music, and episode artwork. And then Clipcast actually hosts your podcast as well as distributes it to like Apple and Spotify. So it's truly an all-in-one. And then, let's see. Oops. That is a visual of what their homepage looks like if you want to check them out more. Okay, so why this is a game changer is because you don't need a microphone, you don't need audio editing software, or spend a bunch of time editing or recording equipment. Now, the third option is asynchronous recording, and I use Rumble Studio for that sometimes. And this isn't like totally AI, because it is using actual voices. But instead of like you and your guests getting on a podcast and recording live via Zoom or whatever, you record asynchronously. So that means that you record your part separately. So then they can record whenever they'd like. And then that is actually a visual of the dashboard. So the bigger image, that's like when you're creating the questionnaire. And then that little mobile image, that's like from the guest view of what they would expect when they're recording their answers. So when you're finished creating your questionnaire of questions, you will get a link and a QR code that you can give your guest, and that'll have a welcome message and tips. So it'll give them different audio tips, and then they'll answer the questions, sign a release form, and then that's it. So yeah, you would just download the episode, add in whatever else you want into Script, export it, and then publish it just like any other episode. And the benefits of this: saves time and energy. The main benefit I found is that it skips scheduling headaches, especially if you're interviewing people like on the other side of the world. You don't have to deal with time zone differences. And you can actually streamline and batch content with ease that way as well. And it's great for like, if you're even like case study or testimonial episodes, it's good for those, or like any kind of episode where it's just going to be a 5 or 10 minute like guest spotlight. I've used that for that as well. So far I've just talked about like the audio side of things, but you can actually take it a step further and do this with video as well. I'm not going to get into details about that on here, but here are some platforms you can use to do that. And basically the way that works is you record a video of yourself, and I think like 5 minutes or so, and then it will create a video clone of yourself. So you could create like a YouTube channel, and it'll mimic your facial expressions, your hand gestures, and all of that. I actually wrote a book recently that talks about like what I just talked about, the audio side, but also the video side. And you can actually get a free copy at ampmyauthority.com/book or scan the QR code. All right. That was a lot of information in a very short amount of time. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, go back to the first one. Oh, okay, yeah. There it is. Yeah, and if anyone needs me to go back to that other QR code, let me know. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, I can either answer them now or off to the side afterwards. Oh.
So I started a. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I started
Sorry.
using AI voices in my podcast, one of my podcasts. How long would you suggest I run the test to see if the audience goes up or down? A month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months?
Well, how do you release weekly episodes?
Weekly.
I would say maybe a month. So maybe 4 episodes. Because some people aren't going to like it, and you might notice a drop-off, but then maybe you'll get new people. I don't recommend doing the AI approach if your episodes are going to be over like 10 minutes. These are more like for short, snack-size episodes. Any other questions? Oh.
Is there any emerging AI technologies that you're like itching to use?
Oh. Just in general? Oh.
In general or for podcasting, either way.
Other than the ones I mentioned, a wish list. One that just came out that I haven't actually used yet, but I need to start using. Okay, so are you familiar with the people who do CapShow? There's a platform called CapShow. Well, they just launched something called Thule Pop Studio or something like that, and it creates YouTube graphics and thumbnails. That's the right word. Thumbnails. YouTube thumbnails and like what you should say on the thumbnail, but it creates the image and what you should say. But it's funny because I was thinking that would be so helpful to have, and then they came out with it. So I'm excited about trying that one. All right. Anybody else? Oh, it went off. I guess that's it. All right. Well, thank you so much. Oh, wait, one more. Okay, do we have time?
So do you think these AI podcasts are good for like YouTube Shorts and like short TikTok videos?
Oh yeah, you could use it instead of like for a podcast. You could even just use it for like shorts and reels. That actually, I think, would make even more sense on some level because those are only like 30 seconds or a minute. So yeah, I think that would be a good way to do it too. And there's different platforms like Minvo, Vizard. There's a few others, but yeah, that do that.
Hi there. Great presentation.
Oh, thank you.
If you use these AI tools, is there any backlash with podcast audience members between the fact that it might not be real?
So for my show specifically, I haven't used AI voice for my episodes, but I've done like the asynchronous where it's like I record and then the guest records. And I have noticed that, I think it's kind of like if people are already listening to your show, they're used to a certain format. And then if you switch it up on them, they don't always like that. So I think if you're starting out of the gate that way, they won't maybe care as much. But you probably should have a disclaimer, like in the show notes or even in the audio. But yeah, with the asynchronous, the shorter episodes where it's like I record, then they record, because they were so used to long form interviews, it hasn't gone over as well. So yeah, it just depends on your audience, I think. Is that it? What time is it? I think we're good. All right, well, if you have any other questions, you can just meet me down there. Thank you.